It was a regular Tuesday night like any other. I was working long into the night trying to finish my homework when all of a sudden I got a call from my mom. She called crying, telling me that our dear cousin Jesus from Chicago, who we call Pepe Chuy, was being rushed to the hospital for surgery. The doctors had found a tumor the size of a fist inside of his colon, so they rushed him immediately into surgery. But sadly, he would actually pass away. By that weekend, he was gone. The weekend before Thanksgiving, the cancer had already spread to his stomach and liver and surrounding organs, and sadly, he passed away. He was only 33, just like me. I tell you this now not to scare you, but in hopes that my cousin serves as a precautionary tale of the dangers of not seeking medical help, not asking for preventative screenings and tests to look into symptoms that he had been dealing for years. Like many Americans and myself, he was a workaholic, working long and hard to make the American dream come true for himself and his family. Um, so much so that he would set aside his own health just to carry on working. In the July 2015 article published on Writers.com, their survey of Americans found that 63% of U.S. workers would rather choose to have their leftover sick days paid to them than actually take them off. I've often heard that Americans are the hardest working people in the world, but today I want to urge you to persuade you to use your sick days to visit your doctor and ask for screenings and tests for any symptoms you might be experiencing because early detection is the best prevention. In the 2008 American Cancer Society research published, they determined that about 1.7 million Americans would be diagnosed with some sort of cancer. And of those 1.7 million, 609,000 of them ultimately died. That's over 1,600 people dying of cancer every day. If you continue reading the same study, you'll find some alarming rates for stage 4 diagnoses. Prostate cancer has a 31% survival rate, breast cancer 27%, lung cancer 6%, and colon cancer, the cancer that killed my cousin, 14%. When cancer reaches stage 4, it metastasizes, meaning it spreads throughout the body. At that point, you're just fighting an onslaught of symptoms and pain like no other, and every single one of them weakens your body more and more every day until you take your final breath. Thankfully, the need for better fighting chances does exist. The same study found that if you were to have early screenings and diagnose at the beginning stage of cancer, your survival rates would actually shoot almost exponentially. Prostate cancer would have 99% survival rate, breast cancer almost 99%, lung cancer roughly 61%, and colon cancer almost a 90% survival rate. Sadly, with regards to colon cancer, only about 20% of patients are diagnosed early on due to under-screening techniques for colon cancer, says the exact same study. Some cancers like breast cancer have an entire month dedicated to bringing awareness of it, and others like colon seem to be shunned to the side because, well, some people find it a bit embarrassing. Yet all doctors and the Mayo Clinic and Johns Hopkins and American Cancer Society agree that early detection gives patients the best fighting chance. Nearly every cancer has some sort of self-exam or symptoms that we can look out for. With regards to colon cancer, one can look to their bowel movements, discoloration, prolonged pain in the abdomen area, and you can even ask your doctors to take lab tests of your stools and also perform a colonoscopy where they search for tumors inside of your intestines and your colon. The sooner you can find the problem, the sooner you can take care of it in your life. Imagine you're experiencing some symptoms that they could have been lingering on for some time, and you ignore them and you carry on with your life. But you know as well as I do that things only get worse before they get better. Instead, imagine taking one of your sick days to visit a doctor and having them screen test you and find out that you have an early stage cancer that is treatable. Imagine beating cancer and living plenty more years without pain, being able to go on vacations and weekend getaways, your children's birthdays, your friends' anniversaries, everything. Wouldn't that be something worth fighting for? Wouldn't taking one day off of your work week be worth saving the rest of your life? Our family will remember 2020 not because of COVID-19, but the year that we lost our beloved Pepe Chuy. He was so beloved and cherished by everyone because he was working so hard for a bright future for his children and wife. that he always put himself aside. But unfortunately, that was the one thing he should not have put aside, which was his health. When I talked to my uncle, he told me the doctor said that the tumor was so huge that it had probably been growing for about 4 to 5 years. If only my cousin would have taken care of himself 4 to 5 years ago, we would still be having Thanksgiving this year. So I urge you to go see your doctor. Tell him about any symptoms that you've been experiencing for a long time. Urge him to take lab tests. Urge him to take screenings. Your life is at stake. As for me, in his honor, I have chosen to start thinking about myself. I've been dealing with bladder cancer for about 6 years now, and I only get operations whenever I start to see blood in my urine. Instead, in my Pepe Chuy's honor, I'm going to choose my doctor's advice and get screening every 3 months, so like that I can keep up with my bladder cancer. Because like my cousin, I also have a family coming, and I want to make sure that I'm around for her when it finally comes to live with us. And I want to be there when she goes to high school and graduate and gets married. And I also want to be there for my wife too for many, many years to come. So if there's anything that you learned from me today, I hope that is this. If you want to be around for your family and you want your family and friends to be around too, please remember that early detection is the best prevention. Thank you.